All right, guys. Well, I am super excited to have this call tonight with everybody. I'm glad you guys are here. We have the privilege of having Julie Voris as a special guest speaker. And for those of you guys who don't know Julie, I recently got the opportunity to get to know Julie a little better. I've known her from afar, seeing her speak at Summit and other leadership like that. And got to know her a little better as we went through the Insanity Max 30 coach test group over the last couple of months. Let me make sure. Mute everybody real quick. There was some background noise. There we go. Perfect. And if you can, if you're on a phone or something, make sure your line's muted as well. But got to know Julie a little bit better over the last couple of months through our Insanity Max 30 test group. She is one of those cardio lovers that, for somebody like myself, I'm like, how do you do it? But she helped me to keep going through it. So it was awesome to have people like that in the group. But just to introduce Julie, Julie is a 9-star diamond coach, 11-star diamond qualifying in her first business center. And I hope you guys, this is going to like blow your mind because it really blew my mind. 5-star in her second business center, 2-star in her third business center. So for some of you coaches, you might not even know what that means. But as you grow your business, you can essentially hire yourself again and again and again up to 25 times. So it's pretty cool and a pretty big deal. She's been an elite coach 5 times. She is a master trainer. She was actually awarded Master Trainer of the Year and also won Most Valuable Master Trainer, which you can't even be eligible for that unless you are a Master Trainer of the Year. She's a member of the Millionaires Club. And, so just a laundry list of Beachbody accomplishments, right, with her business. But even more importantly, she's a regular person, right? Super down to earth, former English teacher, married, her husband's head football coach over at Butler University. She's a mom, wife. She has three daughters, a freshman in college, junior in high school, 8th grader. So, regular person who's done some pretty extraordinary things when it comes to this business. And she's here today to teach us a little bit about branding yourself and being that person that people look to. So let me go ahead and do this. Unmute. There we go.
Perfect.
Awesome. Welcome, Julie. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Good to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for asking me to be on this call. I do feel some pressure here because I want to make sure that I give you some content for your team. And I know social media is such a huge hot topic right now that it's nice to have a little bit of direction. And what we don't ever want to be is, in parentheses, in quotations, that Beachbody coach on social media that people block or don't want to be friends with or any of that stuff. So social media is really one of our best tools for expanding our brand, but we have to know what our brand is before we can talk about it. And our brand is not Beachbody. Our brand is not Beachbody. Beachbody is the company whom we represent, but that's not our brand. Each of us has a brand that is specific and special to us, and then it's our job to kind of figure out how we utilize Beachbody as we talk about and share our brand on social media. So a little bit of background, as Mark mentioned, I've been a master trainer for a long time, and I had that very rare and special and will never happen again opportunity to work one-on-one with Chalene Johnson. And if you know Chalene at all, or if you follow her at all, she's not just a guru in fitness, but she knows her stuff with social media. And 12 years ago when I started becoming a master trainer, I had that very rare opportunity to actually get picked up by Chalene in her white Escalade with gold rims that said Turbo Girl on the license plate. And, she was the one who took me to the training site. And that will never happen again for people. So I feel so honored that I've had that experience to work with her. Because I've had those experiences to work with her, I feel like I have a handle on social media in some ways, but it is changing so fast that it is incumbent on us all the time to make sure that we are staying current with it. So we'll talk mostly about Facebook today and just kind of touch on some points on Facebook, because I think that's the place where most of us are. Some of you might be on Pinterest, Twitter, and you're probably all on Instagram. So that's awesome, and you want to kind of have your foothold in those places, but you don't have to be good at all of it, because it can all be really overwhelming to think, oh my gosh, I've got to have 3 to 5 social media posts a day on Facebook, and I better be putting something on Instagram, and boy, I better be tweeting too, and let me get on Pinterest. I can't even begin to imagine. That would be all we would be doing all day long is social media. So we have to find some ways to be strategic about it and connect them, and then find the places that really seem to work for us. I think, and this is from my personal experience, but I think a lot of our demographic is on Facebook. I think there's a lot of the people that we're trying to reach are trolling around on Facebook. Most people are trolling around on Facebook with no real purpose other than to see what everyone else is doing. When we get on Facebook, we're getting on Facebook to work. Our job on Facebook is to go to work. We are inviting, we are following up, we are connecting, we are reaching out, we are talking to people, we're starting conversations, we are taking interest. We're not trying to be interesting, we're taking interest in people, and we're putting all those feelers out. We are at work on social media. And it's always interesting to me when someone says, well, I don't like to be on Facebook because I don't like to see all the stuff that's on there. And I'm thinking, I don't really see a lot of stuff that's on there because I'm working when I'm on there. I'm working on my posts, I'm working on my blogs, and I'm working on following up and inviting. So I might be looking out on my newsfeed, but I'm really not paying attention to any of the negative stuff that's out there. I have a filter for it. I don't pay attention to it. And we can decide who we let in our newsfeed. If you don't like what someone's posting, delete, unfriend. You're in charge of your page. So when you go to Facebook, that's your work time. So I strongly recommend, and I'm recommending this from personal experience as well, get away from your personal page, get onto a like page. That's probably my first and biggest tip. If you don't have a like page, you need to get one when this call is done. And you need to stop using your personal page. You can never get rid of your personal page because that's the only page from which you can add people to groups, and it's the only page from which you can create groups. But Facebook is cracking down, and Facebook can do whatever it wants. It's its own entity. It can do whatever it wants. It wants you to go to a like page, and Facebook wants you to start to pay to play. Facebook has allowed us to promote and build and do all kinds of wonderful things for free for a long time, but Facebook is a business. And so they've decided they want us to pay to play. They want you on your like page, and they want you to pay to boost your posts. That's just marketing, and that's just business, and that's just the way it is. And you can spend as little as $5 or as much as $200, or you never have to pay to boost a post, but you need to be on your like page, because if you're advertising businesses or anything that Facebook thinks is a business on your personal page, at some point they will shut you down. And Mark knows, because I was banned from posting in groups for a while because they decided, myself and along with a huge amount of Beachbody coaches, that we were posting business stuff on our personal page. They don't want that. So you need, tip number 1, you've got to get on a like page, and you need to be using that exclusively. One of the benefits, two of the benefits to a like page is you can boost your post, so you can put it in front of a whole lot more eyes, and you can target who sees it. So if I'm putting a post on my like page, for example, that is about a class that I'm teaching, I'm going to target the audience in my area. If I'm putting a post on my like page about my Beachbody team or a training that I'm doing, I'm going to target anybody and everybody. But the great thing about a like page is that you can target. So that's one piece of it. The other part of a like page is there's no limit on how many people can like you. On your personal page, you can only have 5,000 friends. Once you hit that, you're done. On your like page, you can have, if you look at Shalene's like page or Sean's like page or Tony's like page, you can see they have far more than 5,000 friends over there, and they can have as many as they want on that like page. So you've got a lot more freedom. So that's tip number 1, get away from your personal page. And I mean tonight, create your like page and go back to your personal page and say, I am no longer posting here, and get over to your like page and start getting people over to that page. And it'll be a slow growth process, but you will be able to expand more from that like page than you ever will your personal page, ever, ever, ever. You'll have more friends over there, and you'll have more boostability, and you can track them. So let's talk about that little piece of it now. Let's talk about the like page. So you're on your like page, and Beachbody's part of what you do, but it's not your brand. So what you have to spend some time doing is thinking about, what is your brand? Who is your market? Who is your demographic? Who are you trying to reach? And what do they want to hear? I think I told Mark in my conversation when we were chatting on the phone, I post about 3 areas. Health and fitness, because that's who I am. That's been who I am for forever. Before I was a Beachbody coach, I've been in health and fitness. That's who I am, part of who I am. You'll see that on my page all the time. You will see my family, and you will always see Disney, because I'm a huge Disney person. Those are the 3 things that I know a lot about, and I don't know a whole lot about anything else. I know health and fitness, I know my family, and I know Disney, and that's what I'm going to post about on my like page. That's my brand. That is who I am. When people come to my like page, they know they're going to see stuff on health and fitness, which may incorporate Beachbody. They're going to see stuff on my family and how awesome I think my family is, and they're probably going to see something about our trip to Disney, and that's my brand. You will never see if I have a headache, if I don't feel good. You will never see that, because that's not my brand, and quite frankly, no one cares. So if you have anything negative on your page whatsoever, get it down. You are a Beachbody coach, and you are held to a higher standard now. I don't want to say job, but I hope your passion is to be a bright light for people in this world through your social media, whether they meet you in person or whether they see on your Facebook page or your Twitter or your Instagram. I hope your passion and your aspiration is to be a difference maker, a game changer, a helper, a bright light. Well, you can't tell people you have a headache and be a bright light. You can tell people that you struggled with your workout today. Absolutely, because we all do that. You can tell people that you were, having issues with, maybe you were having a fight with your teenager, and, that's just real kind of stuff. But that's not the majority of your posts. The majority of your posts need to be the stuff that lifts other people up, because that's who we want to aspire to be as Beachbody coaches. The other stuff absolutely is going on in our lives, but guess what? All the stuff that's in our head or in our lives doesn't actually have to go on social media. It really doesn't. It can still be happening in our lives, and we don't actually have to put it on social media. Even if we don't take a picture of it, it actually still does happen in real life. So you don't have to document everything, and you don't have to post about everything. It can still be happening. What you're putting out there needs to be very cohesive to your brand. So if you went to my like page right now, you would see a very cohesive, you would see fitness, health, and wellness. You would see stuff about Beachbody, because that fits into fitness, health, and wellness. You would see stuff about my family, and I haven't been to Disney since October, so you wouldn't see much about that. You might see a quote or something on there, but that's what you would see, and it would be very cohesive as to my brand. There'd be no doubt when you went to my page who I am and what I am about. And that's what you want when you go to your page. There is not, on my page, there is not a link to my Beachbody website at all, because Beachbody is not my brand. Beachbody is part of who I am. I believe in this business with every fiber of my being. I feel like it probably oozes out of my ears. I love it so much. But my link to my Beachbody page is not on my like page. Why? Because I need to make a connection with people. When I am sharing about Max 30, or I'm sharing about PIO, or I'm sharing about Turbo, or I'm sharing about my classes, I want to make a connection with people, and then have a conversation with them, and then have a conversation off social media, or maybe via private message or an email, where then we can chat about what might be the right direction for them. So if you have your link to your Beachbody page on your page right now, please go take it down. You can do that by hitting delete. And if you are posting things on your page, and I digress for a minute, but if you're posting things on your page and there are folks in your circle that are making negative comments about it and they don't like what you're posting, it's your page. Hit delete. You don't have to respond. You don't have to engage. Simply delete them. You don't need that in your life. You are on a mission to make a difference, and you're using your social media to do that. And if someone doesn't want to be along for the ride, that's okay. You're still going places without them. So if they make a negative comment on your page, delete, move on. So you've switched to a like page. You're going to get off your personal page. You're going to switch to a like page. The other benefit to the like page is the boosting. Let's talk about that for a moment. When you boost a page, and you can see, or boost a post, and you can see on my page some of the ones that I boosted. You can see in the news feed some of the ones that I boosted. I tend to boost the ones that have something to do with a program that I'm doing, or a training that I'm doing, or something about my team, something like that, where I want to put that in front of more eyeballs. Because here's the deal. The more eyeballs on the posts, the more chances you have to connect with someone. So we want eyeballs on our posts, lots and lots of eyeballs. Now, the great thing about boosting is you get to target your markets. And I touched on this a minute ago. When you target your market, you get to choose who sees the post. So if I've had a change in my teaching schedule, or I just want to promote one of my classes, I'm only going to target really Northside Indianapolis, because those are the people. I don't need to target the world. The world's not coming to my classes. I need to target Northside Indianapolis, so I can choose that. I can very specifically put in Carmel, Indiana, Noblesville, Indiana, Fishers, Indiana, Zions. I can put in those towns so people that live in those towns will see that post. That is a beautiful thing, because what if you're running a fit group, a live fit group, and you want to target the people in your area? You can do that. So that is a beautiful thing with boosting. You can target your audience very specifically. Now, the other piece of that, which makes it really cool, is you can go into the insights and statistics, and you can track those posts. So now you can truly see how many people saw it, how they're engaging, if they liked it, if you had lots of comments on it, what time they were seeing it. You get all kinds of statistics that you can look at. And I'm going to tell you, I was an English major, not a math major, so I don't get too in depth with a lot of statistics, but there are pieces on there that we need to pay attention to, because if people are seeing my posts more at 9 a.m. than they are at noon, doesn't it make business sense to put my posts at 9 a.m. because more people will see them then? So knowing some of those statistics helps us decide when we want to put out our posts. You can even schedule ahead of time. So sometimes if I've got an idea in my head that I want to get out, but I won't be on my computer, for another couple hours, I can go ahead and write that post and just schedule it for later. You can do that on your like page, and that's a beautiful thing too. So I hope I have convinced you all to get the heck over to a like page for a multitude of reasons. Get off your personal page, move away from it. You don't have to say anything to your friends or make some grandiose announcement other than just maybe a cover photo or a post on your page that says, I am no longer using this page. And then everything needs to go right over to that like page. Your name on your like page should not be Julie Beachbody Voris. It should just be something that reflects you. Hopefully it can be your first and last name. My like page is Julie Voris Inspire Fitness, and that's where all my stuff is. And if you go to my Julie Voris page, you'll see my cover photo says, I moved. I want everybody over on that like page. So get yourself over there. Now let's talk a little bit about the content that you are putting on your Facebook page. I think one of the common misconceptions about social media, and Mark, you can agree or disagree. I think that we all probably agree if we've been in the business for a while. Our newer coaches especially will say, well, I put a post out there and no one liked it, so it must not have worked. One post. I put one post out there and no one liked it, so this whole Beachbody thing must not work because I put one post out there and it didn't. Are you kidding me? This is a business of steady, consistent effort. And a consultant that we used to have that worked with Beachbody always used to say there are the Weight Watchers, the people that are just waiting and watching. So you will always, always, always have people who are just waiting to see what you do. And are you into Beachbody now? And then are you into something else 6 months from now and into something else 6 months from now? Or are you consistently talking about health and fitness? And if so, then they might come on board with you. This business is about consistency. Social media is about consistency. So your post right now may garner no prospects till next month. And that's okay, because every post that you're putting out, you are planting a seed. The reason why Max 30 was a success for me in December, and why I have 130 people in my challenge group right now is because I've been planting seeds for 60 days. I took a stinking selfie of myself every morning for 60 days at 5:30 in the morning when I finished that workout, and I thought, by golly, people are probably so sick of these selfies on my Facebook page, but I was consistent and I did not miss a day. And they showed up in December when it was time to buy that program. And they showed up in January when it was time to start the challenge group, because I was consistent. Not because I posted one post and hope they came, because I posted 60 days worth of posts on Max 30 and then they showed up. And that is just a microcosm of what social media is. It is steady, consistent effort so that every time someone goes to your page, it is the same brand every single time. I have a coach on my team, who shall remain nameless, who got some puppies. And all that's on her page right now are pictures of her puppies, which are darling if you're in the dog breeding business. But guess what? She's not. She's a Beachbody coach. And when I go to her page, I don't see anything about health and fitness, but I see cute puppies. I have no idea what she's doing with her health and fitness. So that means she's not attracting the people to fill her challenge groups and with whom she can share this amazing opportunity, because all she's posting about are her puppies. You know, and if all I post about are my kids, then those are we have to be very cognizant as to what the content of our posts are and what kind of value we're offering people, because our kids and our puppies are cute, but they're a whole lot cuter to us than they are to everybody else. And if we're trying to build a business, unless we're dog breeders or, you know, child care providers, our business is Beachbody. That's part of our brand. And we got to make sure that all our stuff on our social media reflects that. So a cute picture of your dog maybe drinking Shakeology. Now that might be cute, but not every day. So be very cognizant that what you're putting out there offers content, and that it stays very consistent. And know that you're in this for the long haul. You're in this for the long haul. You need to make sure that especially as a new coach, when you are putting stuff on your like page and you get some likes on it, treat those likes as responses and go message those people. If you put something on your like page and you get 10 likes on it, that's like getting 10 responses. You message, hey, you know, Sally, I saw that you liked my post about Max 30. Have you ever done Insanity? It's such a great program. You know, what are you doing right now for your health and fitness? Just a simple little message, reach out to them. If they're clicking like on your post, there's something about it that's resonating with them. They could be a coach, but who knows? Who knows? They might be just someone who's interested in the program. So if they're liking your post, message them, reach out to them, treat those likes as responses and see what you might be able to connect with, you know, from those likes, because something about your post, reach them. You know, it's really essential to think about when you're putting something out there is what kind of content are you providing? How does it tie into your brand? But I just read an article lately that one of the key components to posts getting shared or getting likes or just getting eyeballs on them was if the post brought joy. Was there something about the post that created a feeling of joy in people? And an example I have of this is last month in December, my middle daughter was in the Nutcracker. She was a Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker. And I captured a wonderful picture. Someone else captured it, but they sent it to me. Wonderful picture of she and I after the show. And it was right after she had finished performing. And it was just kind of a mom-daughter moment. And I had a post. I just woke up with it in my head about parenting and just what parenting is, which had nothing to do with Beachbody, but everything to do with me and who I was and who I am. And I just wrote this long post on parenting. I was up to about 2,000 likes, and I had lost track of the shares on that one post because it brought joy. It was just joyful. It was just something that came out of me that was joyful. So please know that not everything has to be about fitness and health and Beachbody. It can be about you. But one of the key components that this article was talking about that I saw in live action on my page was if your post brings joy, people will share it. They really want to share good news. Now, the cool part about that, if I circle back with my business to that, is that put eyeballs on my page. So where I really wasn't meaning to, it was just something I needed to get out to talk about parenting. It still put eyeballs on my page. And people then might go, oh, look, she's a mom with 3 kids who's managing to make fitness work in her life. I wonder if I could do the same thing. And then at some point, maybe not then, maybe not now, but maybe later, they may reach out to me and talk about health and fitness because they connected with me through that one post. So you never know what is going to connect with people, but try to find something joyful that you can share, because when you do that, I think it goes viral. For whatever reason, it was good. It was a viral post. I don't think I've ever had that, but it was, and it was pretty cool. So that's kind of some Facebook stuff. I bet a lot of you are on Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. If you're on Pinterest, please give me a tutorial, because I have not. I've got a Pinterest, and I do some pinning, but I have not been exploring that world a little bit. And I think that is a social media platform that is going to get big. I think in the next couple of years, Pinterest is going to get big. So if you don't have a presence on Pinterest, now would be the time to start creating one. I think it's from everything that I'm reading, and I'm going to share with you one of my sources in a minute. Pinterest is going to get big. Facebook is definitely more an older demographic. The kids aren't on Facebook as much anymore because they see their parents are on it. So they're not on it quite as much, but that's okay, because I'm not selling to a 17-year-old girl. I'm selling to her mom and her dad and her sister and her aunt and whatever. So I'm okay with the kids not being on Facebook. The kids are on Twitter and Instagram a lot. So sometimes if you pay attention to where the teenagers are going, you can find what the next big thing is going to be. And they like Pinterest, they like Twitter, they like Instagram. They're coming off of Twitter a little bit, and they're going more on those visual platforms. So if you're not on those, you need to start exploring those. You can connect your Instagram with your Twitter and your Facebook page, which I do that all the time. Because guess what? I don't have time to make 42 different posts on 42 different platforms. So I connect my Instagram with my Twitter and my Facebook Live page. And then I put it all up, and boom, there it is. Now I can still create additional content for those platforms later. I can still do some different things later, but at least I'm maintaining a presence on Instagram and Twitter by putting those pictures up once or twice a day. And it really is, let's maintain a presence on there, whether you're really fleshing them out and it's your space or not. Maintain a presence on there. I have a presence on Pinterest. It's not my space yet, but I have a presence on there. And as long as you have that, then you will find the place that really connects with you. I find Facebook to be the place where I enjoy being. So that's where I'm going to spend my time. I also really like Twitter. I think it's fun, and I've made a lot of more business type relationship connections on Twitter, and I think that's where Twitter is. So it's fun to be on there and to explore that around, but explore the social media platforms, find the one that works for you, invest your time in that one that works for you, and don't feel like you have to be everywhere at once. We don't have time for that. Find the one that works for you. A source that I want to share with you is Mari Smith. And if you've not heard of her, write her name down, M-A-R-I Smith. M-A-R-I, Mari Smith. And she is a social media guru. You can go to her website. You can sign up for her free weekly emails. I get them. And I also did something else that she has going on called the Accelerate program that helps with Facebook. But her weekly emails, really unbelievable information, free content that you can learn so much from. And as you're trying to build your Facebook brand and you're trying to do things the right way and you're trying to keep abreast of what Facebook is doing, she's an excellent source. If you've not done any of Chalene Johnson's programs, do them, explore them. She had Instagram Academy for a while. Now she's got Marketing Impact Academy. Fantastic programs to help you find your brand and then promote your brand in a way that is really authentic and stays true to who you are and does not sell only shares and focuses on content. And that's what we want to do. As long as you are sharing from your heart and you're sharing what you're doing and you're cognizant of the content that you're sharing and you're keeping it very authentic, you're never selling and you're never icky. And the people that tell you that you're selling and you're icky might just be the haters in your life that you need to hit delete on. They just might be. You know, you can take a look at some of what they say and you can, with a grain of salt, kind of think, is this person a real true critic? You know, is this someone that I should really listen to their opinion? Do they really have something valid here? And they're just someone who wants to be a Debbie Downer, hit delete. You got to stay true to who you are and be authentic and share what you're doing. And I'm always going to be sharing about health and fitness. And if someone doesn't like it, they don't have to follow me, and I don't have to have them on my page. You are in charge of that. You are in charge of your brand. So as long as you're sharing with authenticity and real intention to help people, then you're on the right path. Consistency will get you everywhere. I swear to you that the posts that you're putting out now in January, you will start to see fruition later down the road. But please don't think that one post in January is going to get you 100 yeses and that people are going to show up at your doorstep with their credit card in their hand. Golly, that'd be awesome. If that happens to you, please tell me what you posted so that I can do it as well. But probably you're going to be posting right now, and it's going to show up a little bit later down the road. So let's talk about that briefly, and then I'll wrap up, and you guys can let me know if you have any questions. 21-Day Fix is coming out next month in February. Are you posting about that now? Because you should be. You should be talking about how you are using the containers in your everyday life. And by that, I mean a post with your snack mix in the container going, I am so grateful that I have this container because it tells me exactly what I need to eat, and I never have to worry about portion control. I love the 21-Day Fix. Done. Not buy from me, and not that it's coming out. This is how I'm using the container in my life right now. That's the kind of post that should be going on right now. And if you're doing the 21-Day Fix, a picture of you after the workout to show how you're using the program in your life right now. You are gearing up for February. You cannot post nothing from now to the release date and post on the release date and expect to get a lot of traction. The traction takes place before the program releases. So from now to whatever that release date in February is, you should be posting something about 21-Day Fix or the containers or autumn or big program coming up or spring break coming up. Wouldn't you like to have a portion control, fitness-oriented program that's only 21 days that might help you? Or are you having trouble staying on track with resolutions? Have you tried a fit group? I think it would help you. Or all of that gearing up for the release of the 21-Day Fix, because you're setting the stage. You're setting the stage and you're setting the stage so that when it comes time to talk about the 21-Day Fix Extreme, you've set the stage for a month and a half. That's the key. You've already set the stage. I was talking about PIO for 6 months before it came out. 6 months before it came out. So when it came out in July, I could hardly get off my computer because I had people wanting the program. Not because I posted about it in July, because I've been posting about it for 6 months. I've been talking about it for that long. So that's the key, is building it and building it and building it and building it, and then they will come. You can't just build it on one day and hope that they will. It's a build, 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 build. So I hope that you are building it now, and that you're showing on your like page what you're doing for your health and fitness and how you're staying on track and the tools that you're using to stay on track, so that when it comes time to ask, you've already given a lot and they're ready to jump on board with you because they know what you're doing is working. You've been showing that. You've been living that lifestyle. Vital behavior, product to the product. So I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't know if they have any more. If they have questions, I turned my little chat on over here. So maybe if they have a couple specific questions, I think they can type them over here. Is that right?
I'm muted. Okay. Yeah. If you have a question, definitely hop in that chat box. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Or you can probably unmute yourself.
What do I use to post to all 3 platforms? When you set up your Instagram account, it will ask you if you want to link to a Twitter and to a Facebook. And so I do. And then when you post an Instagram, you have the choice of either just posting an Instagram, just, also linking it to Twitter, also linking it to Facebook. So you can post just in Instagram or all 3 or just to one. And some people will tell you that, don't post the same content in all 3 of them. You know what? I don't have time for that either. I just need to get my presence on the platforms as much as I possibly can, and then, add as I go. I use Twitter for like business type relationships. I'm tweeting like our weather girl in Indianapolis, like, hey, are we having a 2-hour delay today? I'm tweeting that kind of stuff and having like a little presence on Twitter with some of those kind of fun people. And I'm tweeting my YMCA and doing that kind of stuff separately than other stuff. But when I'm on Instagram, I hook everything to it. When I do Instagram, I hook it to Twitter and I hook it to Facebook. It all goes, and then there's a presence on everything. So when you set up your Instagram account, it'll let you hook up, and it'll just ask you for your handle and your password, and you'll put that in. Does that make sense? Are you on Instagram? From James to James, are you on Instagram? If you're not, get on it tonight. That's your other task tonight, to set up your like page and get on Instagram. And don't post pictures of your dog.
Julie, one question that I had was, what do you think, what do you find is the best way to, as people are moving to a like page, to connect with the people who do like comment? Because I know it's a little bit different than, you know, a personal profile where you could just message them directly. Is that still the same, or has that changed at all?
So you can't message people from a like page. They have to message you. Okay. So you keep your personal page. I keep my personal page. That will never, ever go away. I just don't post over there anymore on it at all. And when someone tags me on a post, I review it. I decide if I want anything on that post or on that page, you know, active. And if I want it, I share it over to my like page, so that all that activity goes over to my like page. So I still get messages on my personal page, and I still message from it, and that's the only page from which you can do groups and be in groups. But people they'll start messaging you on your like page if you tell them that that's where you're going. You just continue to post on your personal page, hey, I'm over here, and you put the link. So all they have to do is click on it and like it. They'll start messaging you over there.
Gotcha. Cool.
Hey, Julie, I had a quick question about boosting posts. I see, like, I've tried to boost it just kind of playing around, and they always get denied. Like, Facebook.
Too much text. You have too much text.
Text. That's what, okay. So too much text in the picture or in the.
Too much text on the picture.
Okay. So how much text is allowed?
0. No. They say 20%. They say that you should have less than 20%. I try to have, like, none.
Okay.
What did I put? Well, let's see what I posted this morning. Look, I probably still have it on my phone. So this morning I posted, you see that? That was my after workout. 0 text on it. That's why I put my text on it, and that'll get boosted. But if I put any text on it, like, this was awesome, or Tabata strength, or whatever, they'll go, deny. So I put no text on it, except occasionally I'll try to put my website at the bottom of it in very teeny tiny letters so that no one can take the picture. And I'll try to put that on there. But if you put text on it, they don't like that. So I try to just do the picture, and then whatever I want to write, I put in the post.
Okay.
20% is the rule.
Okay. That makes sense.
On that note, can people tag your like page? Yes, they will tag your like page if they know it, and they like it. They have to like it.
I have a question too about, you know how you see is boosting different than sponsoring posts? Like you'll see on the side of your Facebook sponsored ads, and they're like.
That's different. A boosted post, yeah, a boosted post is just, you've boosted it in the news feed, and you can tell by the amount that you pay how many people will see it.
Okay.
Separate from that is an ad for your like page.
Okay.
I do that too.
Okay.
I do all of that. I do that. To me, that is a business expense.
Uh-huh.
I keep track of all that. I write that all off on my taxes. That is all business. It's marketing and investing in my business. So, and again, you can spend as much as $5, as much as $200, and you can do it for however long you want to do it. If I'm boosting a post about a challenge group that might be coming up, I might want that boost to run for 5 days. If I'm boosting a post about my Turbo Kick class that was really awesome today, I just want it to run for a day, or whatever. So the boosting and the targeted ads are two different medium, and you can do both.
So if you're boosting for a challenge group, what are you putting in your picture if you can't really say
you?
Just a picture of me?
You.
How do they know I'm boosting for a challenge group then?
In your text.
Okay, so you write something then, but just not on the picture.
Correct.
Okay.
So you, with your little purple container like this, is your picture, and then your text, your post is, oh my gosh, I love these. I bet you would love them too. You should message me. My challenge group starts on blah, blah, blah. And but your picture is just that.
Okay.
The information is in your post.
Okay, cool.
And then you can boost it.
All right.
Is the light page free? Yes, the light page is free. For married couples trying to work the business together, do you recommend a separate life page or one together? That's a good question. Well, you have two separate businesses. To me, you have two separate businesses, and a male demographic is different than a female demographic. I would do 2 pages. That's me personally. I would do 2 pages because maybe the husband wants to run a men's only group and really wants to target men, and and you can still tag each other and be posting on each other's pages and putting your posts on it. But I think I would do 2 of them, and that way you can use the boostability on those 2 pages to target very specifically your demographic. Because there'll be women that would never want to be in a challenge group that a man is running. And there would be men who don't want to be in my challenge group because I'm a female, and the girl with the blonde ponytail surely cannot do Insanity Max 30. So, everyone's got their own thing. I think I would have 2.
Yeah.
Good point. Anything else? I'm sorry? No. Yeah. I mean, on that point, though, that's pretty much what we did. We had one joint one for a while just because we didn't know what we were doing. And then she started taking it over, and then if I would post anything on it, it was like crickets, and then she's getting all this interaction from all these women. I'm like, just go. You just run with it, and I'll just start my own.
Yeah. And women are far more active, I think, on Facebook anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a more natural medium for women. Even the guys that are in my challenge group, they're active in it, but they just don't post as much as the women do. They just don't. And I just think that's a male-female thing. There's nothing right or wrong about it. It just is what it is. So, women are just a little bit more social, and they like the interaction, and men are like, yeah, I see that I'm doing a workout. I don't need to tell you that I am. So I don't need to post about it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other last questions before we wrap things up here? Oh, we're good. Wow. Well, that was a ton of great information, Julie. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us. Like Julie said in the beginning, social media is something that's constantly changing, constantly evolving. And while she gave us some amazing tips, it's our responsibilities as the CEOs of our own businesses to be plugged into these sources, to be plugged into Mari Smith, to be plugged into Shalene Johnson. Make sure you're getting, podcasts and things like that just to stay fresh. Just like any occupation. Jess is a former nurse. She had to take continuing education classes.
Yeah.
Things she learned 10 years ago wasn't really the same, relevant to today. That's how it works. But some awesome tips. I really loved what really stood out to me through the things you were talking about was how, we're on a mission to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there's going to be plenty of naysayers, plenty of haters, plenty of fitness gurus that'll knock P90X because whatever, a personal trainer's better or CrossFit better or this is better. It's like whatever. I don't have time for that.
That's right.
So like Julie said, your page is your page. Control it, own it, and put in the effort, time, consistency. I love that you kept. You talked about traction. The traction happens before the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, especially with 21 Day Fix Extreme coming up, if you're not talking about it, don't be bummed out when nobody does anything on the release day.
And I can tell you, I saw that on my team. I saw that in December when no one was talking about Max 30, and those people don't hit Success Club. That it's because you're not talking about Max 30. I mean, that's mind-boggling to me that there are 3 people somewhere in your sphere that could benefit from this program. Yes, there are. You just had to have been talking about it. And I'll be very transparent that 21 Day Fix is not the love of my life regarding workouts, but it's somebody in my customer database, somebody in my sphere wants that program, and that program could be the game changer, the life changer for them. So I better be talking about it because it doesn't matter if I love it. I will do it because it's my job to do it, but I don't need to love it. I need to connect it with the people in my sphere, my circle that want it, because it can be someone's soulmate workout.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to be talking about it, whether we love it or not. Except I'm not going to talk about Body Beast. That's your job. I'll send it to you.
See, that might have to be the next challenge. Like when Body Beast 2 comes out, I'm gonna send a note say I'm requesting that Julie Voris participate in this group. No, again, thank you so much, Julie, for taking time and giving us tons of great information. So guys, as you go out there and you start focusing on your like pages again, I think one of the biggest things is when you talk about how it's kind of a slow path initially to start building it. But I don't know if it's because you live in Indiana or what it is, but it's like Field of Dreams kept mentioning, if you build it, they will. But that's what this is about, right? Slow, over time, consistent, over and over and over. So when people are 30 days later, oh yeah, they're still doing that. They're still in the game. Let's run. 6 months later, a year later, right? They come back.
Yeah. So.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for showing up. Again, thank you, Julie. Really appreciate it. And we'll be posting this recording as soon as we can get it uploaded.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night. See ya.
Thank you.